registering or Barcelona. So come over here, please.
Football, they say, brings the world together. How appropriate for Berlin. A city that tore itself apart but rose again. A stage used to epic dramas. Now this one has taken another twist. Jack Warner on an Interpol red list for racketeering, indeed puppeteering his way to the top of world football, hinting he'd now received death threats.
I also will give them my knowledge of financial transactions at FIFA.
Also suggesting FIFA's tentacles extended way past football to trying to fix political elections in his home of Trinidad.
I was a heartbeat away from bladder.
He warned of an avalanche of evidence if he should somehow meet a sticky end.
That I reasonably and surely fear for my life. I have, as promised, compiled a comprehensive and detailed series of documents, including checks and corroborated statements, and have placed them in different and respected hands. I said to you before, by so doing, I have in effect placed the outcome of those matters beyond even my own reach. Retracting them is not an impossibility. There can be no turning back.
No turning back indeed, and the post-match inquest, well, that's only just begun. Cue the explosive courtroom evidence of football kleptocrat Chuck Blazer. Once one of the gang, now an informant worthy of a Cold War thriller. He and others didn't just allegedly take bribes when FIFA chose South Africa to host the World Cup in 2010. They also, allegedly, took money from Morocco to try and win them the 1998 World Cup, which was eventually hosted instead by France. Frenchman Michel Platini, organiser of the 98 World Cup and now head of UEFA, will soon be here in Berlin, as behind the scenes, the Europeans tried to build support for a tilt at football's top job, replacing Sepp Blatter, who tweeted a photo this afternoon back at his desk, working hard, he said, on reform. It wasn't so long ago that Berlin was at the centre of the geopolitical world, the Brandenburg Gate, the wall, east versus west. Who'd have thunk it? Berlin at the centre again of the footballing world. The allegations of corruption swirling, well, pretty much everywhere. And no one quite knows how deep the rot goes and where this story goes next. One proposal with the Qatar World Cup 2022 mired by human rights and alleged corruption scandals hold it instead blighty.
If FIFA came forward and asked us to consider hosting it, we have the facilities in this country, and of course we did mount a very impressive, if unsuccessful, bid to host the 2018 World Cup.
You have to be careful what you say, though, because under East Berlin's old telecoms tower, everyone in football is listening. And what's unsaid, but thought by many, the demise of the FIFA regime is just the end game in a jealous plot to unseat the new world powers, Qatar and Russia. And the big loser in this mess, trust. So says this former World Cup star, who was born and grew up where else but the old East Germany.
If you hear this now, what's going on around football, it's not nice to hear. There's a lot of money involved, and but we want it clean, you know. We want it visual, that everyone knows what's happened, and trustful football. That's the most important thing.
And lest we forget, there is a big game this weekend. Not of politics, but football. And how this city lives both.